All right. It is 0 dark 30. We're at the Denver airport waiting for a flight to Detroit so we can visit our youngest son in Ohio. Why Detroit? You ask if we're going to Ohio? Because we're combining it with a conference that Kim is attending and presenting at Notre Dame next week. And so Detroit is roughly halfway between Northeast Ohio and Notre Dame. So we're flying to Detroit, getting a car, driving to Ohio, going to the, I'm sure, exciting Kent State football game tonight, where they will likely be slaughtered in a ritual manner. Going to go to Western Pennsylvania, visit both our parents for a couple days, then drive to Notre Dame for her conference, and then back to Detroit, fly home. It is snowing here in Denver. It was snowing last night. There was a winter storm warning. I don't know, it was like maybe an inch out there. Really wet though. But, I guess winter's here. Fall lasted about 6 hours.
2 days maybe.
Now it's winter.
Okay, apparently I struggle with making a video because every time I go to start our video, I take a selfie of us instead. So we are leaving the University of Notre Dame. We spent the last couple of days here. I was presenting at a conference and attending the conference. And since we're super close to the world's largest Christmas shop, we're
Super close, 3.5 hours away.
closer than we'll be in a long time. We're taking a detour on our way to the Detroit airport to visit Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. So I've wanted to go here for a really, really long time because every time we would drive from Pittsburgh to Ohio, there's a huge billboard for Bronner's Christmas Wonderland on the Pennsylvania Turnpike right at the border of Ohio. So I decided we're going while we're here. So we're heading there today. We had a pretty eventful trip. We flew in last week to attend a riveting Kent State University football game with our youngest son, Aaron.
For 5 minutes.
We stayed for the first half because it was kind of a beatdown. Chris said that if they run the second half kickoff, or if they score on the opening drive of the second half, we'll leave. And they ran back the opening kickoff for a touchdown, so we left. We then got to spend a couple of days in Western Pennsylvania visiting family and friends, which was amazing. We got to visit with my high school best friend. Here's a shout out to Debbie. So great to spend time with her and her family. And they invited us to watch our alma mater high school band as they prepared for leaving for Grand Nationals. So we got to go up to our old high school and watch the band. We also took Aaron, who was extremely excited about this, on a historic drive of his heritage. So I'll let Chris tell you a little bit about that visit, their trip.
Oh, well, we just drove around southwestern Pennsylvania and showed Aaron where his parents grew up and lived, which for his dad was very exciting because my parents still live in the same house that I was in when I was born. So he's already been there many times, but Kim's family has lived in 18 different places. So he got to see all those, and then also where his grandparents on my side and Kim's mother's side lived. Right, her dad lived in up near State College in Pennsylvania, so we obviously didn't go see that. But yeah, we drove around and showed him where people used to live and where I spent lots of my childhood at my relatives' houses and things like that. So, and where his grandparents went to high school. And
yeah, we visited different schools that Chris and I attended, a couple places that I taught. and also attended, where his grandmother taught. Yeah, so it was kind of neat morning, and then getting to watch the band was pretty fun too. So it was a super, well, not a super quick trip, right? We were gone for almost a week, but we got to cover a lot of ground and end on a high note by visiting Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. Can't wait to get back and finish the shed building. So it looks to be a relatively mild weekend in Wyoming coming up here, which is good. We missed a pretty big snowstorm that got us a couple of inches of snow while we were here, so it should all be melted so we can finish up our shed project. Coming up on another Bronner's Christmas Wonderland sign. We've been seeing these signs for the last 50 miles, just like preparing us for Disney World.
Hope it doesn't suck.
It's exactly like Disney World. There's this arch over the road, just like it does going into, well, it's actually going into Frankenmuth as opposed to into Bronner's, but would this town be without this store? Here it comes. I see Santa on the roof. Oh, we're gonna turn before we get to Santa, but there he is peeking through the trees. Okay, we made it. 3.5 hours from University of Notre Dame. Made it to Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. About to go inside. Supposedly over 7 acres of store inside. All right, definitely worth a trip if you're anywhere near, where are we? Frankenmuth, Michigan. Spend a couple of hours here. This life-size nativity you can actually purchase. I did not look at the price because I could not afford it, but you could buy it if you wanted to. So the store itself, I think, is 7 acres, but they own something like 24 acres here. So the whole outside has these amazing decorations. Can hear the festive music playing as we walk around. This was Chris's favorite part of the trip. But he did buy me a moose nutcracker, so once it arrives, we had to have it shipped. Once it's arrived, we'll be sure to give you a view of it. Super fun.
Okay, so I got all the roof sheeting ripped, cut as necessary to size. So gotta start trying to put it actually on the barn here. This was supposed to be the least windy day in like the next 10 days according to the weather, but it's pretty windy and Kim's at work, so see how far I get on my own, but we'll see.
All right, well, got half the panels on this side. The wind does seem to be dying down a little bit, so that's good. But it's about lunchtime. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and I gotta get on a couple calls for my real job and stuff. But it's probably as much as I'll be able to get done on this side till Kim's home and can help me get stuff up higher and everything, or the wind gets really a lot less. So I'll probably come back and do the same amount on the other side after lunch, after the other stuff I have to do, as long as it's still late. So give you an update once that's done.
Okay, so we're on the last part of the roof. Got the steep side done, and now have to do the two pieces on the tippy top. So Chris made a little shelf to stand on. It's a little breezy, chillier than anticipated today. So there was no status update yesterday at the end of the day because it was not a good or productive day of shed building. But the only thing we accomplished was getting the ends of the roof packed down to the front and the back. We attempted to lay the tar paper, and we did have 2 sheets of tar paper on this side, and you can see what remains. We tried to get one done on the other side, and it blew to Nebraska. So we quit. The wind was not our friend yesterday. Not sure if either of these pieces of tar paper can be salvaged, but you can see that there is frost on the tar paper today because in an attempt to combat what we didn't get accomplished yesterday, we did get awake at dawn, and there's sunrise, to see if we can't accomplish something today. So we did end up going to get a roofing nail gun, hoping that if we get this tar paper up and we can get the shingles done. Lots of frost on the ground. It's 28 degrees, but the wind is way less than yesterday. So here goes part 2. Mountains look super pretty this morning with the snow. Nice clear day. Chris, would you like to say for the camera what you said to me about the nail gun?
I'm glad you bullied me into buying it. Let's make things go much faster. All right, Kim's now on the roof today, learning how to use a roofing nail gun. Well, not learning, she already knows. So we're getting the last pieces on it. Kim the roofer.
Don't quit my day job.
This is one of the doctorate in education we'll get for you. I'd move over here to get away from the sound of the air compressor. My tiny little, like 3-gallon air compressor that's nowhere near suitable for doing a roof. That's what I have. So it's running pretty constantly. So yeah, obviously we had to 2x4s on there the other day to get the sheeting on and stuff, but obviously the work for the tar paper and homework for the shingles. So used the tractor, got a couple pallets on the forks on the tractor, and made a platform high enough to climb onto the top of the roof from there. So that's working pretty good. So Kim's on the next to the last piece of underlayment. As soon as she's done with that, the other sheet, a drip edge on it. All right, so it's about lunchtime. We got one side shingled. So obviously we need to do the other side and then the sides of the top. It's a little tedious. It would be easier if you had scaffolding or some easy way to move across and get down and move the ladder between every panel of shingles. It's kind of a pain. Luckily I got the nail gun, so that makes things faster than trying to do it by hand. So I think we're on a good base here. It's supposed to be the most windy about right now, and then start a little more again. So hopefully we get all the shingling done today. So the only thing left will be soffit and trim on the front and the back. So I probably won't do it today, but it doesn't really matter so much if it's windy for that piece. All right, it is after sunset or close to sunset. Kim's got her X-Men eye halogen light on her head. Got one panel of the roof left to do.
Not stop until we're done.
That's right. We've got the one panel and then the right the top layer on the ridge. So we're moving pretty good. It's gonna be dark when we're done, but we should be able to get done. I keep offering to go up there and take over, but she's really enjoying herself and doesn't want to share.
All right, take two. We just recorded a 3-minute video, except that it was on picture, so I took a still picture while we talked at the camera for no reason. This is Tom. He belongs to Aaron, who's our youngest son in Ohio in a dorm, so he can't have his cat with him, so he's here. This is Belschnickel. He's mine. Yeah, so we finished, well, we didn't finish the shed, but it's
90%.
substantially finished. The roof is done. Kim spent 2 hours in the dark in the 20-mile-an-hour wind and 35-degree temperature up on the roof, finishing the shingles last night. So that was helpful. And shed was the first thing I ever built as a project at our first house, about in like 98, I think. And that was a smaller shed. I did it all by myself pretty much because Kim was busy taking care of our 1 or 2-year-old kid, because I can't exactly remember what year we built the shed, but it cost a lot less. It was only like $800 for all the materials and the delivery for that. This one costs way more than that. This one's bigger, but yeah, it was good. So it's pretty much time to put some trim on and some soffit and paint it. Maybe this weekend or later this week, just it might be warm enough, or in May was the next time it probably might be warm enough. But yeah, it'll be good. We got a bunch of stuff in the garage that we can move out there, which will give us space to move a bunch of crap that's in the basement into the garage, which will give us space to start building out the bedroom down there, because we'll have 2 kids here for Christmas break for a couple weeks or a month or something. So it'd be nice if at least one of them did. So it's windy here. Today and the next few days, it's supposed to about 40-mile-an-hour winds. So I'm not going to be doing much outside, but probably be starting to get a materials list for what I need to do to start building in the basement. So that's going to be the next project after moving stuff around. Anything to add?
Shed was good practice for a couple of projects that we have planned for the spring. Gonna learn about chickens over the winter, and the plan is to build a chicken coop. I already have the plans. Chris already has the materials list. Just have to learn how to take care of them and study up on them, but that's kind of the plan. So this was really good practice for that chicken coop, and who knows what else.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly that happens. The plan she bought her for like the Taj Mahal of chicken coops, so the materials list for that cost more than what it did for the shed that's out there. So we'll see, but maybe we'll get something built or bought off Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, so that's where we are, and that's what's coming up.